At number 8 on the
Wow.
iconic 100 list is the 1980 Topps Trifold rookie card of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, also featuring Julius Erving. And here to talk about this card today with us is Mike at Mike Bev Celtics on Instagram. Mike, here's my argument for this card. I think it's the second most iconic basketball card ever made, only behind the Michael Jordan Flair. Agree or disagree?
100% agree. I mean, again, it's not just Larry Bird, it's not just Magic Johnson, it's Dr. J too, but you get the two rookies of the guys who saved the NBA. Right. Without them, there's no LeBron James right now. There was no Kobe Bryant. I mean, these guys changed the game. They saved the game. And I mean, it's Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Like, I don't care if you've never watched basketball in your life. I could ask my grandmother, do you know who Larry Bird is? She's going to say yes. Do you know who Magic Johnson is? She's going to say yes. I mean, the Jordan one is number one, like you said, but this one with two guys on it, two rookies, two of the best of all time. Yeah, it better be number 2.
So the thing that I think that people really underrate on this card is this, because of how historically important these three are. And you just said it. These are the two guys that saved basketball. We hear people say that all the time. The two guys that saved basketball, along with Julius Erving, all on the same card, that actually happened. You know, that actually, like, that card was created. Yeah. You know, that Topps had this crazy idea of putting three guys on a single card with the perforations in between, and that those three ended up on a card really, 42 years ago. It's unbelievable that it even happened. And now fast forward to today, everything that the world is seeing, right? Like how important Larry Bird was to the NBA, how important all three of them were. And then Magic Johnson, and how important not only he has been into the NBA, but socially. And this card, to me, I just look at and I think, like, the Topps company, I don't know who made the decision that they made, but that card was actually created, that it's real and that it exists today. In some ways, I think it's more miraculous than even like the Jordan rookie. Like it's just an unbelievable card.
Yeah. You think back to, say, I don't know, 2003 Upper Deck Glass, and you have LeBron and Darko. What if they had LeBron and Wade? But you go back to this set and you think about, they got it right. Now, granted, they had about 3 or 4 tries because they have, I know, other rookies, but still, yeah. You have Larry Bird, you have Magic Johnson, and you have Dr. J too. Like it's just the most iconic thing to have all three of those guys on the card. And then you have the whole 80s. It was that battle of Celtics and Lakers. It was the battle of Showtime in Boston, and hard work in Boston. Everything you want in a card, when you have a card in your collection, this card has it. And I got one quick story to tell you. Back in 2004-ish, my cousin Dave got me into cards. We went to a card show, and they had these packs available with $30 each. And he won this card more than anything. And he opened I still remember, this is the coolest thing about cards. It's the memories from all these things. Mm-hmm. He wanted so bad. He opened the cards in the 2 packs he got in the car. And this is the card he got right here. And my cousin Dave, he passed away last year, but I had to sell off all his cards for his family, but this is the one card I said I got to hold on to, because this was the most iconic card to him. He was a true basketball collector. And if you're I don't care if you're a basketball collector or just a sports card collector in general, it's got Larry Bird, it's got Magic Johnson, it's got Dr. J on it. Those are 3 of the biggest names of all time. And if you don't own this card yet, it's still affordable. It's in everybody's range, whether you want to, you can get a low PSA grade, Beckett grade, or you can get a high grade. It's a card that belongs to every collection, because when you talk about iconic and you think about basketball cards, you think about this. I mean, granted, yeah, you probably could think of the Jordan first, but this is definitely in everyone's top 5, if not number 2 overall for everybody. But this is the card to own.
Your story is awesome. I love hearing that story, and I think it's super cool that you kept the card and that we're talking about it now. I just think that's fantastic, Mike. I'll just tell you a couple other things real quick. It beat out the Wilt Chamberlain 61. It beat out the Lou Alcindor 69, the 57 Bill Russell, and even beat out the Kobe Bryant. It is. I think it's exactly where it should be. And the last thing that I want to say about it is I really want to highlight something you said. You can get a low grade copy of this card for not too much money. You can get a high grade copy, or what I have in my personal collections, I have a PSA DNA 6 that's signed by all three of them. And to me, like, that's what makes an iconic card in a lot of cases, is a card that, like, it can be wonderful for both high end and low end collectors, people who see the card and who really want it. It was a big card when we were kids. It's a big card now. It'll always be a big card. And I'm, oh, sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
The one thing I want to close out with on my statement for this card, though, is that I think a lot of the cards that are hot now, even the cards that maybe in 80 to 100s, in 10 years they might be forgotten about. But this card is going to stand the test of time. This is a card that everyone is always going to have at the top of their list. It's never going to be forgotten about. And we've been on this list talking about cards 100 to what now, 95, 100 to 5 now. There's cards that you can't afford on this list. There's cards that are tens and thousands of dollars. This isn't one. And when we're talking about this being a number 5 overall, it's a no-brainer to go add to your collection. It's one of the most iconic cards of all time. And to have, again, Larry Bird, I know I said this part a million times, but it's Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. And then you got Dr. J too. I mean, these are the guys that saved the NBA. They've helped make it what it is today. And I mean, there's nothing better than this. And, I'll also put, one last thing out. The reason I really know this is iconic is because we've talked about a few cards on this list already. This is the card I can see you getting, the ones we talked about so far, the most passionate about yourself. You're almost defending it to me. I'm like, I'm agreeing with you. So yeah, this card is the card, and to be number 5 on the list is amazing.
Well, you're exactly right, Mike. I'm glad that we got to talk about it here together today. One small correction. It's number 8. Number 8.
I'm sorry.
You're totally good. You're totally good. Love your perspective on it. Again, love the story about your cousin. And it's been great having you on here to talk about this card today. We're really excited as we can continue to count down the list. We're almost there, guys. We're at number 7 tomorrow. We'll cover that with another guest. And until then, happy collecting.